Hey y'all, welcome in. If you are new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you're returning, welcome back, squad. I'm here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here, we're also gender fluid. I may say you and I'm talking to them. I may say them and I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid, so it could be talking about the recent past, the present, or the future. Take the parts that resonate, leave everything else behind. If you'd like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, along with the directory of other tribe members who have services or products that you may also be interested in, because I like to build community and share the wealth, because there's enough for everybody to go around. All right, y'all. I hope everybody's doing good and feeling good. Hope everybody had a good night's sleep. We are going to start off with the triple deck today. Had a little bit of a accident here yesterday with my last client yesterday. Shout out, Maurice. It was just a reminder not to have open containers sitting on my desk. I knocked over my glass of water and I'm so glad I had some cards sitting out, but nothing that I couldn't handle, but it was a mess. it was a little bit of a mess. So no more open containers on my desk. Lesson learned. Don't have to do it twice. All right. Let's check in, see what Spirit wants to talk about. What do we need to know? Okay. I don't know what, there's a lot of swords out here. There's a lot of swords out here. And it kind of looks like somebody is very confused, like they may have done something, they may have told some lies. It's like telling lies to gain access to something. Something that they felt entitled to. Could be something of monetary value. And they're genuinely confused and upset because it's almost like somebody wanting, it's like somebody like it's like somebody wanting to purposely hurt you, but you're legitimately not. I'm like, not saying that they didn't hurt you, but you're not hurt right now. And it looks like somebody's like seriously confused about that, because the goal was to win at all costs. They've been trying to bring you down, and you're not in the position that they thought you were supposed to be in at this point. Okay. I heard make it stop. But just before I heard that, I was thinking that there's an energy out here of somebody wanting to, they're like contemplating if they should apologize. This goes back to a reading I did months ago. And I said, I think it's in the title, where I talk about somebody thinking if they apologize, it would absolve them of whatever, like whatever sin that they've carried out, that they think an apology would absolve the sin. so that whatever, like if they're receiving some type of judgment or karma for it, like maybe if I apologize, it'll make all of that stop and go away. Yeah, that's not how that works. Okay. You know, okay, so it goes, okay. Ooh. So I was just sitting here thinking, and again, I've mentioned it before a couple weeks ago, like I've been kind of raw dogging the astrology. I haven't, normally I keep like a running list of dates that are like really important. Um, but I'm raw dogging it right now. I'm raw dogging it right now. Um, but I was just thinking about, um, right before I went on camera, I was thinking about Uranus moving into Gemini, and that takes place on my birthday on April the 25th. So we know that Gemini is, it's a sign of like communication, our intellect, the way we think, way we communicate. I'm like, I think some really interesting things are going to take place once Uranus goes into Gemini. That's just a little note for somebody. I think some interesting developments will happen. Because, Uranus is sudden change, can be a little chaotic. But Uranus going into Gemini, so this could be like things being communicated that totally flip things on their side. Wherever Gemini sits in your birth chart, it may alter the way, things are done in that aspect of your life. Okay, remember when I said that whoever this person is, that they, like, if they apologize, they think that apology would like absolve them, because like I said, their main goal here was to have access to something that they felt entitled to, that they don't want you to have. They don't want you to have it. So they have been, and I don't know, I also feel like if you are, yeah, they're unhappy. They've been doing something for a long time, and they've been doing it repetitively. They just didn't know, yes. Okay. This person has been doing things, and I don't know how you're connected to this person. This could be somebody that you have had love for. Because I do feel like there is a relation, like, I mean, it doesn't have to be like an active relationship, but you've had a relationship with this person where you actually, you genuinely had love for this person. But with the Ace of Swords in the reverse above it, it feels kind of like maybe, and it's connected to the Five of Swords and the Three of Swords. I'm seeing this in a couple of different ways. I can see where Oh God, I'm like, there's like at least two different readings here. Okay, so let's do both before I start pulling out more cards because I don't want to get it confused. I do feel like there's someone here that feels a sense of entitlement to a situation, or to something monetary value. Okay. Um and I do believe that the goal has been to win at all costs. There is a little bit of, maybe this is confusion. Maybe this relationship has gotten confusing for someone, or there's a lack of clarity. And so there's someone here that continues to maybe try to make it work, try to work it out. Or somebody has done that in the past. This energy down here feels like somebody being very perseverant and like trying to, it's like it feels like exhaustive measures, like doing something repetitively, taking action towards something, hoping that, if I just keep steady and moving forward with it, that things, will turn around. And then there's a sense of disappointment in not actually being able to, I don't know, to stabilize something, or not to, like, there's an inability to like firmly plant. I'm like, I wish you could see what's in my head. I'm like, there's an inability to like firmly plant, like the roots are not, I don't know, so much here. I'm like, I see the plant in the ground, but there are no roots beneath it. And so it kind of feels like no matter how much effort has been put into this, somebody is not actually seeing the benefit of the amount of time and effort that they put into something. I could be talking about so many things. I could see it from two different sides. And it's like, I do see that there's an energy of somebody feeling entitled to something. But I think it's because of the amount of effort that they have, this exhaustive effort that they've put into it. I'm like, haven't yet determined if this thing that they're trying to acquire is actually, if it actually belongs to them. It feels like it belongs to you, because I think down here it feels like somebody trying to keep it from you. I also can see too where there is, if you are partnered, and this ain't for everybody, but if you are partnered, for some there is an energy out here of somebody who has kind of exhausted themselves as well in trying to also break up the partnership, or disturb the peace within a partnership. So I also see an energy of somebody being kind of disappointed that also isn't happening as well. Take it where it applies. Okay. It's funny. I don't have the Ace of Pentacles out here, but I'm like, just these cards down here, because I can see where this is going. I think someone underestimated your determination. Yeah. Someone has underestimated your determination, and now they see you clearly. Okay, so if somebody here, oh yes, okay. I'm like, okay, now I get it. Now, I could be talking about a man or a woman. I do have distorted masculine out here. But women can operate in distorted masculine energy and vice versa. So, okay. I'm like, there's so much here. So there is an energy out here of somebody who may have breadcrumbed you. And remember when I said I know the ace will pop up out here at some point. But even without it, I can kind of see the energy. Normally, the way the ace would always show up, it's like despite not having access to that ace, you still have managed to successfully accomplish some things by yourself without the benefit of those extra resources or the opportunity. And so this kind of feels like it's like somebody there. This does kind of come with some misjudgment, because this Three of Pentacles, there's only one person in this card. There are people here who are genuinely kind of mystified over how you do whatever it is that you do, how you seem to accomplish so much. And I see that you do it primarily by yourself. You're incredibly perseverant. I don't think, if there has been confusion about, because that's the narrative that somebody wants to spin. There's all these swords up here at the top. There is a narrative up here of how it's like how you get down, right? But then here, you dispel any type of confusion or lies that may have been told about you, because and not that you're worried about it, I don't think you're worried about it even anyway, but a lot of what you do and a lot of what you have accomplished, you've done it all by yourself. You've done it without support. You've done it without help. And there is a restless energy now, because for those of you who are in a relationship, the relationship appears to still be very solid. And this is, like I said, the same for everybody. But for those of you who are still in a relationship, there is solid energy out here. And I see that you're making new decisions that don't include, like, it's like you're not thinking about, like, you're no longer worried or lamenting over the past about, people that have, I'm looking at this Queen of Pentacles in the center right here, and she's standing so, in this regal energy. And it's kind of like, despite whatever you've been through, the breadcrumbing and the disappointments and people betraying you and, feeling isolated and being by yourself, what it did was it kind of, it's kind of like working out a muscle, like repetitive and all. Now you're strong. You've had to do it over and over again. And now you've reached this level of stability where, if this thing or whatever this was that they were trying to do didn't take you out, it just made you stronger, because you had the kind of perseverance and lived to tell the story. And that could be, you could be doing that. I'm like, I like this nine of wands, because it looks like he's telling, there's, he's got people gathered around him, and he's sitting at a fire, and he's telling, it's kind of like telling the stories of like how he overcame like all of the challenges. That dispels the mystery. How it's like this person, like how I went from being, codependent and needy and ungrounded to overcoming, healing through heartbreak and overcoming obstacles and healing through the betrayal and returning to center and loving myself and learning how to find that flame again, not living in a place of disappointment. Because when you keep that in your psyche, what you're actually doing is you're manifesting the exact experience that you constantly think about. So if you're always worried about some shit that happened in the past, you're just going to keep reliving that over and over again in all of your experiences. And who wants to do that? You know? And I feel like, again, remember when I said in the beginning, I was like, it feels like this person wants to apologize, but they feel like if they apologize, it will absolve them of the sin, or it would recalibrate whatever they're going through. Right now, this kind of feels like you have this masculine energy, distorted again. And hell, this could be 3 different people, or it could be one person. Actually, it could be 3 people, or it could be one person. Like two adults and like one younger person. Also could be an adult, but a younger person. But this kind of feels like somebody who, like, trying to bully their way into a situation, you know, arrogantly thinking that they could control a narrative, control you, control how other people see you. And then also kind of being, I want to say they're also kind of disappointed because, like, it looks like all of the efforts that they've attempted haven't changed anything. And this actually could be the fact too that there are other people who are potentially watching you or seeing you in a light that, like I said, that you're clearing up the confusion. I feel like this is you. Yeah, I feel like this is you. I feel like you're clearing up any confusion, and you may be telling your story. I would, like, again, I would strongly encourage that. Like I said, I don't know why I felt inclined to mention Uranus moving into Gemini, but I think that's going to be really important as well, especially for those of you who are still like on the fence, because I know not everybody is feeling real comfortable about telling their story or sharing aspects of what they've experienced. And that's okay if you're not ready. I mean, it took me a while. Like I recorded that video, that short video, a year ago, and the only people that actually saw it the first time was, like, I think I barely had like 120 views on that one video. So only 120 people had originally seen it. And even at that time, I still was a little bit reluctant to share that information. And I felt very liberated putting it back out. And though it didn't get, I put it out on all platforms. And though it didn't, it got a little bit of traction, not as much traction as my readings or whatever, but that's fine. I just needed, it felt, for me, it felt liberating. It felt like taking a load off of my shoulders again, because I was protecting somebody else's reputation. Like, I just don't have to do that anymore. Like, I'm about to turn 54. I don't give a shit about your reputation. I don't care about your reputation. And it feels like somebody here kind of just wanted to bulldoze their way in. I don't know, this person feels very unhealed. Like, they got some unhealed childhood stuff. They got some unhealed childhood stuff that they have been projecting onto you or onto your relationship with them. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, this distorted masculine energy again. Could be a man, could be a woman. Oh, look at the truth. Ace of Swords at the top of this row. Ace of Swords in reverse, and at the bottom, the Ace of Swords is an upright. I said it. They didn't expect it. They didn't expect this level of determination. And I always tell y'all, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight of the deck. The slowest moving knight of the deck. And so it's like started from the bottom and now we're here. Like it, when I first started seeing the Knight of Pentacles in my readings, I can't even explain to you how long it took before it finally turned from the Knight to the Queen and the King. It took a really long time. It took years. It took years. I don't feel any kind of way about it. I feel like it was necessary. Like it was necessary. But it took years of patience and progress. I don't know what this person, I think this person, now here's where the arrogance comes from. Because I think that this person felt like without them, without you not having them as a part of your life, that your life would become unstable and ungrounded without them. But I feel like by you walking away, yes, it's something about your connect. I'm like, I don't know who this person is for you. It's something about your connection to them. It's something that kind of prevented you from the ability of, like, okay, this energy feels like the longer you were connected to this person, you were made to feel or believe that you actually needed to have this person like in your life in order to function or be, productive human in society or whatever, right? And you needed to walk away from this. You needed to walk away from it in order to see, like, creating some distance between you and the thing. And then once you created some distance, you could kind of see, like, the manipulation around this person. Like how they were able to constantly keep you in a loop of disappointment. It's something connected to, like, right, just like right here. It's something that connects to, like, past disappointments and wounds. But the longer you stayed connected to that person, you were also connected to that experience. Does that make sense? Whether this is your experience from the past, or it's like it has something to do with them and their past, but I feel like it feels more like something like an unhealed childhood trauma type thing, and then projecting it onto you so that you could feel the same thing that this person was feeling. And then for them to make you believe that you needed to have them next to you in order for you to feel or be, grounded and solid. And that's not really what it is, because once you moved away from this, you got to work. Once you moved away from it, like, yeah, initially you might have felt a little unsettled and a little bit ungrounded, but you started kind of, I want to say you started, yes, listen, you started making a way and started working towards, like, your long-term stability. Yes. Now remember at the very beginning, there it is. I'm like, I love when the cards come out after I talk about it. Okay. Remember when I said at the beginning, I'm like, this kind of feels like somebody wanting to apologize because they think that if they apologize, that they would have access to what they believe that they're entitled. This is a sense of entitlement. There's no other way around it. Like, this is a sense of entitlement. Somebody here feels like they are, like there's something due to them, but it's connected to you. Yeah, I'm like, and even when I circle it back, it's like the truth is this person is unhealed. They're still dealing with some old childhood shit. They still, this is giving somebody who peaked in high school. We all know some people like that. This is somebody who peaked in high school. I'm sorry. And I feel like they became, when you decided to make a move, when you decided to walk away, this person became very ungrounded because I don't think they ever expected you to do that. I don't think they ever expected you to do that. Again, I have 3 distorted masculine cards, actually 4, if you want to add that page, but I have 3 distorted masculine cards out here. And so, like I said, it could be 3 people, could be 1 person, but there's people out here that are really disappointed because you leveled up once you moved away from this, whatever this is. Damn, 8 of Cups to the 8 of Cups. I'm like, oh yeah, see, I said it before the cards came out. They thought that when you walked, or like there's arrogance here. Somebody thought that when you walked away, that you would be the one who would be unstable and insecure and needy and codependent. They thought that you would do that. And the reality is, the reality is you leveled up since you walked away. Okay, now here's the thing. I love this, especially if you have become, like, this is giving self-made right here, and it's being clearly seen. I'm like, it's being clearly seen. Look at this. Look at this. Crazy. So the funny thing about it is, whoever this person is that wants to come and apologize, this is somebody who's rejected you in the past. They've rejected you in the past. And you were the gift. God sent you to this person. Like, there's so many things going on in this cards. God sent you to this person to help heal this childhood, whatever wound that they have yet to heal. You were there. That was your purpose. Your purpose in this person's life was to heal them. Was to heal them, ground them, bring in some stability for this person, uplift them, give them confidence, and all these things, right? You were there to teach them how to do those things. And this person rejected it. And I'm like, I see it in a couple of different places where they're realizing, like, I don't know if this is like, hindsight is 2020. But now they're kind of seeing that the entire time you didn't really need them the way that they thought you did. Yeah, you didn't really need them the way that they thought you did. You may have a very young spirit, like, young, like you could be very young at heart. This comes across as an energy of somebody being very unafraid. Like, you dare to be different, and you're not afraid to take bold steps, especially if you have to do it. It's like over here, it feels like maybe you took some really bold steps. I like the fact that you chose to turn away from, like, you've done the healing work. So you focused on your healing, and you focused, learn to, instead of being selfless. You started to learn how to be selfish and focus on only yourself. Um, but I like the fact that I see I'm like, there's so much clarity just right here. Because it feels like once you, like, this person thought that you needed them. And what they're seeing now, and maybe other people are seeing this too, is like you may have walked away for self-preservation purposes. This person, like I said, they need you way more than you needed them. And they're seeing that. They're seeing that you didn't really, like, I'm here because I want to be here, not because I have to be here. And I think that this person is now getting the, they're like, oh, you chose to stay. Like, primarily you chose to stay because you did have love for this person. You did have love for this person. And at one point, you may have found some value in having connections to this person. But now, and I think it's kind of funny that they have an expectation, because now that you're in a really solid space, like, especially if you're a creative or if you're an entrepreneur, you could be a creative or an entrepreneur, but again, being around this person, it feels very like stifling. Like when you were around this person, your level of creativity was like diminished. Like, you just, because there's a lot of swords out here. I feel like you're being in close proximity to this person. I feel like they were just projecting a lot of their energy onto you and their expectations. Like, this could be, I mean, I hadn't really actually considered this, but this could be like parental. This could be a parental figure. Like, these hairs, like the fibers are sticking through my shirt. It's making me itch. It could be a parental figure. Could be an ex. Hell, could be a boss too. Could be a boss too. I see a couple of different things. Yeah, but they're definitely seeing. I think that this person, I'm like, because I have counterparts out here, but they're both in the reverse. So this, I mean, like I said, could be parental figures. Doesn't have to be. But it's like these people being able to clearly see now that I don't need you. I never actually needed you because I got all the ideas in my head and I could do it by myself. Like, I don't need you. I could figure out how to manage and make some shit work for myself. And even when you get to a level of, because sometimes the Four of Cups in the upright, it talks about like boredom, and I'm not really receiving this energy like that, because it feels like just these two cards, the Four of Cups in the upright and the Knight of Pentacles with this Knight of Cups over here. What it looks like is, remember when I talked about it the other day or a couple weeks ago about how Taurus placements can do the same shit over and over again every day, and it wouldn't really faze them. That's what this looks like right here. It's like, for most people, I'm like, this is somebody who underestimated you. Because it's like, for most people would get kind of bored doing the same shit every day or eating the same thing every day. Like, having this very structured routine and pattern. It is a pattern, but a very structured routine. And I would say, even if you're not a Taurus, like wherever your Taurus placement is in your birth chart, will likely indicate a place of your life, somewhere in your life, where you don't mind doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like, you'll do it until you perfect it, and then you'll keep on doing it because you could probably perfect it a little bit more. Here, you would never get tired of it. I'm like, whatever this is that you've done, especially as it relates to you focusing on yourself, when you're not focusing on someone else or something else that's outside of you, here you don't have a problem being focused on the same thing every day, and you love it. Really, you love it. Okay, you love it. But it's things like that where you find a certain level of, like, I wouldn't even call it pleasure, comfort. Like, there's something comforting in the repetitiveness of something that you do. You find comfort in it. It also, I want to say, it kind of clears the fog too. It allows you to, like, clear your head. There is something that you do here. And this person, and I think because of that, let's see. Because I want to say, even if it's parental, it doesn't have to be parental figures, but it could be like an ex or something, or somebody that you were in a relationship with. I kind of feel like they checked out before you did. But this up here almost feels like they checked out with under the guise that maybe you would chase them. And then you didn't. And again, like I said, there's clarity around, like, they need you way more than you need them. Like, you got the sauce. You got the sauce. And now, because of whatever, now you're in a position of, like, if you have, like, say at one point you were unstable and, you know, your money was, you know, you were bleeding out. You had money going out every orifice and didn't have any coming in, right? Now you've turned all of that around. Now you're financially stable. You're focusing on the things that need to be focused on. You're doing it, you know, largely by yourself. I do feel like you've got somebody here that kind of wants to be connected to you for the look of the stability, but they don't want to actually put in any effort. I also have an energy out here. Like, they may have rejected you in the past, but I can for sure see the fact that if you're on the come up, like you're doing well financially and you're very stable, I do kind of feel like this person may want to come in and try to, you know, smooth things over, love bomb you. You may automatically already know, like intuitively, you may already sense that whoever this person is lying. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. You may get a sense that this person is lying and that they haven't, yes, to go back up here, yeah. There's an expectation and you're going to see it very clearly. I want to say intuitively, you're going to know it. They're going to have an expectation of you being generous with them or helping them, maybe financially. And it doesn't have to be, but I'm looking at all the pentacles and the swords. And just this whole row, it's like primarily pentacles and then cups, but the seven of cups is in reverse, so you're gonna know it before it comes out. And if not, it could just be the fact that they want you to be generous with your energy and energy, effort, resources. Yeah, same thing. They're gonna expect you to, you know, help them if they apologize, and I'm sorry, that's just not. That ain't really how that works. They're going to be thinking, oh, you know, well, you have enough. You have enough. Why can't you share? Well, when you had a need, or when you were in a time of need and you were financially upside down, this person breadcrumbed you. Probably didn't give you anything, did not help you. And so you had to get it out of the gutter by yourself. And you had to keep doing it until you got into a rhythm. Oh, oh. Oh, look at that. So now we have a bunch of other people. Now we got a bunch of other people. I'm curious to know if all these other people that were involved thought that they also would benefit from whatever this is. Like the Ace of... I'm using my triple deck. The Ace of Pentacles has yet to come out. Oh, look at the lies. Eight of Cups. Okay, the Eight of Cups is out here 3 times. Okay, so down here it looks like you have somebody. This could be somebody completely separate, right? I'm seeing there's so much out here. There has been somebody out here telling lies about you. Usually when I say you, I'm talking to divine feminine because I'm a woman and, you know, whatever. But put yourself where you are. There's somebody here telling lies about you, right? Here's the truth and clarity about like who you are, what you're all about, or whatever, right? But down here, I have other people, and these other people, it feels like you have walked away from not just like you must have walked away from a lot of people. You have severed ties and walked away from a lot of people. What I think is really interesting is that you got people down here that actually want to. It's like people that want to, they're trying to figure out a way like to get in your good graces. My issue is they're down here having worked with this woman, or I mean, I have masculine and feminine here, both distorted, so wherever. But I feel like there were all these people working with this person or people for the benefit of some. Remember when I said it was for the benefit of something monetary, something that you had to get out of the gutter. You're self-motivated and self-driven. You had to work very hard to get to where you are. The process of how you do what you do, you keep it very close to you. You keep it very close to you. You don't gatekeep knowledge, but how you do what you do, you don't put that out for public consumption. You may share it with a very select few. Like, if I see you trying to do something that I'm doing, I'm going to put you up on game. And I will never tell you that it's going to be easy, because it was not easy to get here. Like, to be in the position that I'm in right now, it was not easy to get here. It required a lot of work, a lot of time invested. And if this person had done something, because that is also a very impulsive, this is an impulsive energy. An impulsive, arrogant energy who's superficial, and they do things for the looks of it, not for the actual content. You got it out of the gutter. They feel entitled to whatever it is that you've created, or whatever you've done, or whatever you've built and created for yourself. They feel a sense of entitlement to it. But you had to do it by yourself. And now I have an issue with the people down here. I'm like 6 people maybe. I have an issue with these 6 people because it feels kind of like they worked with this person. I don't know if these people have walked away from them and want to now come towards you because they see that you evidently know what you're doing and whatever. Like, I don't know if that's the case, but it kind of feels like there are people, like down here, it feels like people switching teams. It's like people learning the truth about like this distorted energy over here. And now these people turning their back on this ringleader and wanting to support you for what you do or what you have done. And then there's energy of somebody here wanting to communicate with you or wanting to talk to you or wanting some clarity about, wanting some, I don't know if there's energy of people wanting, this feels weird for me because it's like the energy. Now, this is for my entrepreneurial crowd. You don't have to be an entrepreneur, but if you are, if this is you, this feels like somebody wanting to, it's like they want to know your process. How did you accomplish what you've done? Because I do feel like there's people here, like, I mean, this is not the same people. Hell, you have people here who actually support what you do. You're a truth teller. You're very honest. You don't, you shoot from the hip. You're not gaslighting people. You're not lying to folks. You're very, you're honest. You give clear information. I do have, it's like people wanting to know, like, how you know what you know, how you do what you do. I'm like, over here, I'm feeling some kind of way because oh, maybe this is like somebody here saying that you're a liar. Like you could be into occult practices, not like, not overtly woo, but you could be into occult practices. Could be very skilled at it. I'm like, practice makes perfect. You could be very skilled at it. Then I have energy down here of somebody that, I don't know, it kind of feels like somebody wanting to expose you as like some kind of fraud or whatever, but the truth is, there's no denying the truth. There is literally no denying the truth. And if you're generous with others, like if they call you selfish and all that stuff, it's not that you're you're selfish. You're focusing on yourself. You're just not giving to them. You're just not giving to them. When I'm like 8 of Cups 3 times out here, child, you are not thinking about this, and you're not, and it's crazy because I do feel like even when you walked away, when you made this decision to walk away from it, there was a sense of disappointment because like it didn't have to be this way. We didn't have to do it this way. Yeah, there's somebody here. Okay, so like I said, lots of swords out here. There is somebody here who wanted to keep your mind trapped in the past. I said that earlier. They wanted to keep you like okay, here's the Ace of Pentacles. They wanted to keep you reliving the past. Then there's a secret or a lie about this Ace of Pentacles. And I said it before the rest of the cards came out here because I could see, even though I didn't have it, I could actually see where it was going. It's like regardless of you having access to the resources or opportunity, you still were very perseverant and you still managed to accomplish the things that you wanted to accomplish without the benefit of having that. even when they were doing things to purposely slow your progress. If they have done, and I see this is a blockage or a slowdown, like this is confusion, potential lies. This could be ungrounded or somebody actually losing a home or losing their stability. Listen, trying to slow the progress of somebody losing their home or stability. I'm like, Four of Wands out here twice in the reverse. It's like no matter, and initially, yes, I can see that's where that was. Like initially, I want to say like in the beginning, before you got down to this part, you were probably working really hard trying to, get to a point of stability. And I feel like there was energy out here or something or someone or actions being taken to slow or stall your progress so that you would always be in this energy of being unstable. Again, it goes back to it's like purposely putting you in a position of codependence to need them. And then when you need them, they turn their back on you so that your ass is out here flailing in the wind by yourself. And they don't even offer to support you, or they don't, and I don't even say like support, but they don't even offer you like a life vest or anything. They just let your ass be out there drowning, trying to figure it out for yourself. So you're like, fuck it. If I got to figure it out for myself, let me go do it by myself and get the fuck away from you. Yes. And now there's somebody in here. Look at that. Like whatever they were doing, they can't do it anymore. And they have been doing it repetitively. They have been doing it repetitively, but what they didn't recognize is that you had a level of determination. And yeah, child, what did I say? They were doing things behind the scenes over and over again to affect your stability. They have done something over and over again, and they've been doing. This is somebody here who has been, like I said in a couple readings a couple of days ago. It's literally like this. It's like somebody who, say they had a really rough childhood or they had a really tough life growing up, and it's like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like they felt like, well, I survived it. Yeah, they survived it and they're traumatized. And so they pushed that same damn trauma onto you. And now what they're watching, like if they are looking into you and watching you, they're seeing that you're only paying attention to the things that actually mean something to you, and you've turned your back on a bunch of people. That means those people don't mean shit to you. Like right now, as far in the grand scale of things, those people and those things don't mean anything to you. You work solo. You work by yourself. You do what you do, and you do it by yourself because other people in the mix cause issues, especially when you originally had, you tried to include other people, and those people, try to dog walk you. So, okay. Yeah. And what they're seeing is all of their attempts to try to like take away your sources of income or take away your stability. What they're seeing is none of that is actually working. And they can't keep doing it, and they're watching it. They're watching it, and what they're seeing now is that all the things that they were trying to slow down for you is actually what's happening to them. Remember what I said this a while back? I said if you had this opportunity, this Ace of Pentacles, whether it's a windfall or an opportunity, some kind of inheritance, whatever, they always knew that if this opportunity ever presented itself to you, it would take you places that they would never be able to reach. This right here feels like there's a lack of success. They can't keep doing it, right? This feels like a transference of power because we go from the upright to the reverse. So like they can't do all these things. They end up whatever if they've been trying to hide this thing from you, block you from having access to it. Not wanting a certain bit of information, like this here feels like this could be like, say this is a windfall opportunity. Right here is like the communication that's being blocked or that you haven't received about this thing that could provide long-term lasting stability, generational wealth type stuff. It's like somebody here has been desperately trying to block you from it or block it from you. And I mean, and I'm also seeing here too, this is an interesting energy. I think the other thing too was they wanted to keep you, like I heard, keep you small, but it's like they wanted you to be afraid to make certain moves or certain decisions. This is weird. It's a very interesting energy. Because it's this part, whoever we're talking about, they got a whole lot going on internally. Like the individual is unhealed. They got a bunch of childhood shit that they have not yet worked out. I feel like they've been projecting all this weird ass energy onto you so that it's like trying to make you struggle. That's why I'm thinking it could be a parental figure, but it's like this is an energy of somebody wanting you to struggle. But I feel like the struggle that they're trying to create for you is way worse than whatever they had to go through. Almost like it's like trying to create a level of pressure onto you to make you crack. Yeah, it's like totally scapegoating you. They wanted to see you crack though. Because if you crack, then they'd be able to go, see, I told you. You know what I mean? But now, if it's discovered, whatever that they've done, they are not going to be able to keep, they won't even be able to defend themselves. Yeah, you've moved, like, child, you've already moved on from it. Not only have you moved on, like I said, they're still in that energy. You moved on, and this person, I'm telling you, they got some childhood stuff that they have not worked out. They have not worked out at all. It's like they're still stuck in the anguish of being hurt. Like I just see a lot of like old hurt feelings. And it's because of these old hurt feelings. I want to say, I mean, this is not to give them a pass or to even make excuses. I'm like, this is very Virgo in the South Node. I'm like, this is very Virgo in the South Node right now. This is like coming from I'm speaking from a place of compassion. Like I can see here that we're talking about someone who has some unaddressed issues that they have been holding on tightly to. And in order for this, and this is not to justify what they've done. Again, I'm part of the collective, so I know who this is for me. I can totally see it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand why anybody thinks this way, because I think it's weird. But this is somebody who they have been challenged, and you were here to help them heal, and they refuse to address it. So like every time you held up a mirror to them to show them their wounded self, they rejected that image of themselves and projected it onto you, because that kind of projection allowed, like them being able to project it onto you kind of allowed them to feel a sense of a false sense of superiority. And though, like I said, though, yes, you may have had your heart broken and you were very disappointed and you felt slighted and you felt breadcrumbed and you felt betrayed, like all of these things, you had the capacity to kind of leave that shit where it is and move on with your life, to heal those wounds and focus on, like, instead of focusing on all the bad things that happened in your life, you made a choice and said, no, I don't want that for myself. I choose happiness. I choose to be happy. I choose to be happy, and I choose to make decisions for something new and to redefine what stability and happiness looks like for me. And so that's what you did. But this person is deeply, deeply wounded. And I don't know if it's apparent to other people, but it's very apparent to you. Yeah. And you may still have love for this person. Like, I don't know who this is for you. You may still have love for, you may still have love for this person. But like, you may still have love for them, but you want to keep them at a distance. You're not really interested in trying to like rekindle. Yeah. And I think that this somebody here does want to come in trying to like love bomb you. There is somebody here who's very unhappy, because they may not have the means to like reach you, contact you, or travel to you. The only way that they have access to you may be like looking you up on socials or something like that. That may be the only way that they can connect to you. They don't have direct access, and I mean that's also part of their karma, because they abused having access to you before in the past. When they had you, they didn't treat you right. So their access has been revoked. And so I do kind of get an energy here that they could be watching you from like fake accounts. They can't come towards you though. They can't come towards you. Definitely could be family. They're very, very unhappy. Very unhappy, very unstable. There is somebody here who potentially is losing resources, could actually be losing a home, but it's largely because of the decisions that they've made. It's the way that they move. Yeah, lack of success. Like, and if they have been trying to affect, like if you are in a relationship or a partnership and they did try to do things to like break up a partnership or whatever, they were unsuccessful. They could have been lying. They could have, oh my goodness. For some people, I mean, I know, and I've seen the comments, I know that some people like this shit actually did work, and for some people it destroyed relationships. um but I'm talking here to somebody where they may have tried to destroy some things and it didn't actually work. I'm like, the Six of Wands is out here in the reverse a couple of times. It didn't actually work, and it didn't matter how many lies that this person told. Seven of Swords to Seven of Swords, it didn't matter what sneaky shit that they were doing in the background. Like, I feel like you had energetic pushback in the ethers with your spirit team. Yeah, it's also, I think, yeah, I'm like, Six of Wands is out here 3 times in the reverse. So they can't come towards you love bombing you, because that's not gonna work. um and I think too, part of the reason why they're not going to be able to come towards you is because they're still going to be coming to you speaking with a forked tongue, and they're still on some bullshit, There's still a sense of dishonesty here. So I think for that reason, if they haven't been able to have access to you, if they're not being given an opening to come towards you, that could be the reason why. Because your spirit team and your guides know that this person's full of shit, and they're just wanting to come in and waste your time. So to prevent that from happening, they're just not going to make an opening for them to come to you. And here it kind of feels like, like you still got love for this person. And, every now and then, when you think about it, it makes, it might be disappointing for you. But you choose, like I said, you choose to move on from this. You're not trying to carry this into the next cycle with you. You released it, baby. You released it. 4 of Pentacles in the reverse, 10 of Cups in the reverse. You released this and them. You've released it and you've moved on, yeah. And whatever these people have done, everybody that came together, folks are getting, they're reaping what they sow right here. If somebody here was trying to hide or block you from resources or access to, this Ace of Pentacles up here at the top, they're restless now because of they're worried about the lies that they may have told. This here could be somebody investigating the very thing that they're trying to hide, which are these resources, and they can't hide it anymore. Let's get 2 more cards. Oh, yeah. So then there's infighting. Oh, okay. So this looks like infighting, because that's why the people came. Remember when I said the people look like they wanted to switch teams or something like that? Okay, so this, what it looks like is their attempts to do whatever. 6 of Wands is out here 3 times in the reverse. It was wildly unsuccessful. Okay. I feel like this 5 of Wands, 7 of Swords in the reverse, 7 of Swords in the upright. Whoever the ringleader is, may have lied to all these people that have participated, and now everybody is upset. So there's there's discord here. So this person is challenged because all of the attempts, the plan, the ideas, the lies, nothing is working. Everything is backfiring, and now everybody is upset because if they all got involved, if these people all got involved with them at their lead, this person is telling them, let's do this, let's do that, and these people all got involved, well, if they're starting to get karma one by one, all of these people are being affected. All of these people are being affected. And this is like the truth coming out and all of these people walking away from them. So there's that. Okay. It's like you walked away from, I'm telling you, there's something that they've been hiding. You moved away from this thing, and what they see is that you're walking away, you're done. You're not paying attention to them. So then behind your back, they're lying about you. And like I said, this person, they are just choosing to stay stagnant in this energy. Oh, yeah. When you walked away, this thing was done. You could have a public platform, and this is the energy of somebody not wanting you to be seen, not wanting your message to be communicated. I'm like, looks like shadow banning, and I don't even know how that's accomplished. But this is energy of somebody who's investigating, somebody who's looking into it. And this person lacking the self-awareness to realize that whatever they were doing or trying to do wasn't going to actually work. The world in the reverse, it was unsuccessful. Especially if they were trying to affect a partnership. Because I can see that aspect too. So even if you are on a public platform, I can see areas, I see on this side where somebody is wanting to like slow Like if you're making some kind of traction and you're getting views and your message is being out there, it's like somebody wanting to slow that down. They don't want people to like pay attention to you. If they know that you have public content or whatever, they don't want nobody watching you. So they don't talk about you, or they try to like, talk shit on your name so that folks aren't looking into you. But if somebody's talking enough and doing enough talking, loose lips sink ships. If they do enough talking, people are going to wisen up and they're going to want to look into it for themselves. So even if they were trying to hide you or minimize your work, or minimize your voice or your ability to put information out, you're still being seen. You're still being seen. So it could very well be you that's dispelling the lies. Yes. There. Okay. Now we got a little bit of, and if they have been doing juju, look, yeah, that's all failed. If they've been doing moon magic, specifically moon magic, under these moon cycles, there's a strong possibility that they may have, I think I said this in a couple readings ago, they may have done something under that eclipse, not realizing that you can't. This is when you think you know what you're doing. Don't ever do moon work. Don't ever work, try to manifest or any of that during an eclipse. Don't do it. It is wildly unpredictable, and you could completely get results that you are not anticipating, because that's what this feels like. It looks like somebody here may have been doing some moon magic, and they wanted to like try to, like, feels like a minimizing thing, like somebody wanting to shut you down and shut you up, and they're getting the exact opposite effect. It's unsuccessful. And what's happening is you're gaining more visibility. You're gaining more visibility, more traction. Yes, the sun. I'm like, and now it can't. And now what's being seen is that this person, they operate out of their ego, and there has been some injustice. This person has been doing juju over you, over your relationships. I think like I said from the very beginning, even before I was laying all these cards out, it was a lot of it was about trying to destabilize you and put you in a position where you would lose everything, and they would be your only source of assistance or help or whatever, like that. They would put you in a position where you would need just them. So if you are partnered, it's like, let me try to break up their partnership so that they can come running back to me and I can be their support system. But really, they were throwing you away the whole time. They had been throwing you away the whole time. And this person wears a mask. This person wears a mask. People are viewing you, and even if this person had, like I'm telling you, they try to diminish your shine, and what people are actually seeing, the sun and the moon in the reverse, they view you as the Empress. You carry this Empress energy. You are standing in your power, highly intuitive, very nurturing and loving, creative, grounded, stable. You operate from a place of love. It doesn't matter what this person has done to you or what kind of energy they have projected onto you. The Lovers is out here 3 times, all in the upright. You keep making the right choices. It doesn't matter. Remember when I've said this before, it's like you don't look like what you've been through. Regardless of everything that you've been through, you still operate from a place of love. Even after you've been heartbroken, you've been disappointed, you've been betrayed, you've had people come up against you, you've been, fighting spiritual warfare, like all of the things, largely the things that we do not talk about with other people. You consistently choose love over and over again. You operate from a place of love, not from a place of ego, unlike this person. And so what's being seen now is that this person, there have been injustices against you, but none of this shit is successful. Whatever they've done, if they've done something recently, it's not going to work. Especially if the goal was to break up your relationship if you are partnered. The relationship looks very solid. Yeah, they just been trying to diminish your light. The Tower. Yep. Yep. The Three of... Yes. 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 Okay. And what's happening is, remember when I said it was like they're trying to diminish your... They're trying to diminish your shine. They don't want people to see you in the light that you truly carry. But if they did some work under this eclipse, if they tried to manifest under that eclipse, it's backfiring because people can actually see the Tower, the Empress in the upright, and the Empress in the reverse, with Justice in the reverse, the High Priestess in the reverse. They can actually see that this person is the opposite of who you are. And I just heard their reign of terror is over. So take that how it resonates. I'm like, their reign of terror is over. Because this is a person, this is, I mean, like we're in the beginning, I had a lot of distorted masculine energy, but now I've got this distorted feminine energy out here. And this is definitely the energy of somebody who wanted to abuse their power and position in people's lives in order to, get them to do things for them, have them jump because they're well respected or whatever. And people were, this is somebody who, like, it's funny, my husband and I were just talking about this yesterday, how my mother used to largely influence the way that I thought about things. Like, I would turn to her because I'm an only child. I grew up an only child, and I didn't have real access to my siblings or whatever. So I had to lean into my mother because I really didn't have anybody else. But my mother would tell me, like, she'd give me really bad advice, and it was like she treated me like a wind-up doll. She would give me bad advice, wind me up, get me all riled up, and I'd come home and then I'd spout all the bullshit that she had just put into my head, and then it would cause shit under my own roof. And it wasn't until I pulled back and pulled away from it, I was like, okay, I can't, because I started to see a pattern. Like, it took a while for me to catch on to the pattern, but I started to see a pattern of, like, if I do this and this is what happens. Okay, if I stop doing this, then maybe this will stop. And when I stopped doing it, it stopped. And so part of it was me having to pull back completely away from the influence and listening to my mother, because obviously she did not actually have my best interest at heart. Instead of embracing my husband like part of the family, she was worried about her position of control and power. So it was like, well, let me, how do I maintain the control? And she, instead of looking at my husband as like, another addition to the family, it was like direct competition. Like, he had more control over me than she did. And it's not even, our relationship is not about that, but I respect my husband. So if my husband wants something, going to my husband, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna lean into whatever he's asking me. And even then, it's a crapshoot because I'm very independent. So I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless. And it didn't take him 30 years to figure that out, because I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless, whether you like it or not. Yes, it does cause conflict, but we've learned to manage through it because I'm still gonna do what I want to do. Child, this person got a repeat of damn cycle. They don't get a new cycle, and they don't get a new cycle with you. This person was trying, okay, and if you are going into a new cycle, this person's been trying to control. They have been trying to control it, slow it down, stop it, create the sensation so that you are not, they wanted you to be imbalanced. They want you to be, hold on. Because I can see, okay, now, so for those of you who are partnered, I can see an energy out here, and I do have an energy of like a relationship actually breaking down. So that would apply for those of you who did actually go through like a divorce and fallout. But this feels more like exposure of their participation in the breakdown of that relationship. Okay. Now, on the flip side, this also can look like, because remember when I said earlier, I was like, if these people, if there were a bunch of people that all got involved at the leadership of this person, the tower came and is sweeping everybody. It's sweeping them all. So if this person, this distorted feminine energy is getting hit with karma, so are the people. That's why these people are angry, because they're all experiencing this Seven of Pentacles. They're all, everything that they've invested their energy in, they're reaping what they've sown right now. The Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse, so now they're all dealing with, they're all dealing with unfortunate circumstances. They invested a lot of time and energy in creating injustices for you, and this is the exposure, the sun. This is the exposure of what was being done. And the tower, after the exposure, is exposing everybody. Well, I'm like, well. I don't know. All right, where are we? Ooh, an hour 25. Okay, I'm gonna do the dice, and then I'm gonna come back and do another reading. Okay, there we go. Second house. All right, so we have the second house twice and the 8th house. So your resources and the things that you value, and other people's resources. Then we have Venus and why do I feel like Mars, Venus, Mars, and Mercury. And then Aquarius, Scorpio, and Virgo. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. I think we'll do an oracle read in the next video. I'm going to leave it there, though. If any parts of this reading resonate for you, give you clarity or confirmation over your own story, give the video a thumbs up so that we can circulate into the algorithm and get in front of the eyes that need to see us the most. If you'd like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. My books are always open. Thank you guys so much for all the likes, shares, subscribes, tips, donations, and super things. Hype your girl up if you can. I don't even know where the hype button is, to be honest. I don't really be on YouTube like that. I post and go. Like, I post, I hang out with y'all during the live premiere, and then I go. I'm not chilling here like that, so I don't really know. But don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're made aware of any new videos that I upload. And for those of you guys who are fairly new to my channel, welcome. I usually participate in the live premiere, so don't forget to hit the notification bell again so that you know when I upload new videos so that we can chat in real time. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.